My name is Seema, and I'm a guardian of a scholarship student studying at BIS for the past 2.5 years. When I think of inclusion, I think of it as recognizing, respecting, accepting, and celebrating the individual differences that we all come in with and come in from. Inclusion, in order for inclusion to be a norm rather than being it as an exception, I feel imagine a space or a community where you walk in, where you have individuals from different backgrounds, of different caste and creed and religion, of different abilities, of different differences and diversities and the uniqueness that they bring in. And when each of those members of the community or of the organization or of that space can look at the space and say that, I feel seen here, I feel heard here, I feel I belong to this place and this is my community. And I think that's when it becomes the norm, because that's when inclusion is being celebrated. That's when inclusion is being thoughtfully put in at the center of the work that we all do. uh, with my 2.5 years of experience, I feel that school has done such a great job in ensuring that, not just the process for scholarship program is thoughtfully put in place, but also every detail that's been put in place to ensure that not just the student but also the parent feel welcomed, they feel accepted, and they feel heard, and they feel belong to the community, has been commendable. And we as a school have been able to do it in many different ways, right from setting student up to adjust and adapt to the school environment even before they come into the school, and we've done that through the scholarship program, or having a parent buddy who's been the eyes and ears and huge support system to a lot of the scholarship parents, where we can just call up and reach out to them and ask our questions or queries, or sometimes even ask for help. And it's so important to have that someone to go to, or a school principal who's so driven by the idea of no matter where the child comes from, or no matter what he or she or they bring in, it is about being able to provide whatever it takes for that child to learn and feel welcomed and successful and part of the community. And I'm really, really grateful for that, and that's definitely been one of the key ingredient of BIS, to be able to build in that drive in the DNA of BIS. In terms of challenges, I would say it's not really a challenges, but particularly for the student coming from economically disadvantaged background, and I'm speaking on my behalf. As the student grow, there are I anticipate some academic gap that might come in, given the limited knowledge that we have, or the kind of education that we as parents have had, in order to support our children better with the international curriculum, or with the rigor in the content. I guess being able to figure out how can we provide that additional support to the students academically would definitely be of huge help as they grow older and as they go to the bigger classes and the grade. That's one thing. And I think the second thing is, in order to strengthen the program, I would say investing and empowering parents with the idea of the school philosophy, whether it's about social emotional learning, whether it's about parenting, whether it's about ways we can support our children. Because obviously there has been a little bit of differences in terms of the kind of education that we've had, or the kind of experiences that we've had, or the kind of examples that we've seen around in terms of how do we raise child. And I know that we as a school, we as a BI school, we have a lot of thought put in place in terms of parenting, in terms of how a child should be raised, in terms of what is healthy, what's unhealthy. And I think those things are very, very important, for all of us to kind of be aligned and be on the same page. So I feel like with the scholarship students, it would be really helpful if we can start having some kind of an awareness conversations, or like workshops to build and empower parents with that understanding.